Hey guys, it's Becky Bamboo. Guess what? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. So glad it's Friday. It's Friday, January, I don't know what, 14th. January 14th, 2011. So I wanted to come and give an update, and I had a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. So this will be a long video. I'll just prepare you now. Okay, so the scale deal. Thank you to everybody for all the emails and comments and all of the support you've been giving me. I want to make something very clear. I am not a scale whore. I am not obsessed with the scale or the number on the scale. I think I maybe gave the wrong impression of that. My desire to have an accurate number has nothing to do really with this journey other than to be able to monitor and track how I'm doing from week to week in comparison to what I'm eating and how much exercise I'm doing. I want to be able to maximize my weight loss. And in order to do that, I need to see the weeks that I lose 6 pounds, what did I do different than the weeks that I only lose 1 or 2? That's the only reason why I even care about the number. Personally, I feel better than I ever have in my whole life. I feel stronger physically. I feel stronger mentally. I feel like I could take on a lot more than I ever have even imagined being able to do. So I am not scale obsessed. I weigh once a week, and occasionally, maybe once a month, I will get on the scale midweek. Literally, that's the extent of my weighing. I know that there's plenty of people out there that weigh every day, and if that's their choice, I'm okay with that. There's plenty of you out there who weigh once a month or less, and I'm okay with that too. My part of my journey is once a week weighing. I want to be able to step on the scale and from Monday to Monday go, oh wow, I lost 4 pounds this week, or I lost, oh, I only lost 1. What did I do different this week? How can I improve on this? That number is the only way we have to really adequately track what we're doing. So yes, that's kind of, I wanted to clear that up. Has my scale drama been resolved? No, it has not. I still have my scale sitting there. I have not gotten a new scale. My husband and I messed around with it a lot last night, and he weighed on it, and it still weighs him exactly the same as it always has. And he really believes that though the capacity on the scale says 350 pounds, that it's not actually 350 pounds. And he really believes that my idea that I'm just now below the threshold of what the scale will handle is probably right. And because he's been with me all along and being able to see how I could make the needle stay wherever I wanted it to within a range of 200 pounds almost. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. He actually works in as an engineering technician, and he does work with concrete and dirt and all kinds of stuff. But as part of concrete, like when they build roadways or they build parking lots or they build buildings that are made out of concrete, when the trucks come in to pour the concrete, his job is they take samples from that truck and they make a form out of it, which they make a cylinder, and then they do testing on that cylinder to make sure that the concrete is strong enough to withstand whatever application it's being used for, if it's a roadway or whatever. So he has access to these cylinders. They're about 1.5 feet tall, and they're probably that big around, I'd say. And so they're very heavy. And he's got access to OSHA regulated scales that weigh these things. And so he's going to get a bunch of these and weigh them and mark all the weights on them and bring them home so that we can test the scale. That way we can see when we put a 25-pound cylinder on it, Does it read 25 pounds? When we add another 25 pounds to it, does it read 50 pounds? And so on and so on. And he's going to get a hold of a bunch of these so that hopefully we can push the scale to the upper limits of the capacity. Obviously, we're going to have like a huge stack of these things here sitting on top of the scale, but it's got a nice big platform on the scale to stack them on. So we'll see how it goes. From that point, if it shows that it's reading accurately, I'm going with it. I'm done messing with it. I'm going with it. At this point, I can't fluctuate the numbers. I can't, even if I wanted to cheat, I can't cheat, which I obviously don't want to cheat, or else I wouldn't even be telling anybody this. You know, I want it to be, it is what it is, and I just need to track what I'm doing and compare it to my food journal and compare it to my exercise journal and go on. So anyway, that's that. The other question I've been getting a lot is about my work situation, my job. And I guess maybe I left people hanging with work because I haven't really talked about it much. Since the new year, we've had, it's been like a complete flop. We went from having like crazy amounts of overtime for 6 months straight to we have nothing. We have hardly any work right now. So it's kind of, I'm in a weird funk here where I'm trying to get adapted to not having like overwhelming amount of work to do. But while that has happened, I've had some extra training for my issues with whatever that they were unhappy with, and my scores seem to be improving somewhat, but they're not where I know they want them to be. And for that reason, I, grow increasingly concerned about my employment. But I've really let myself over the last couple weeks open up to the idea of moving on. What would it be like to move on? Where would I like to go? What direction could I take my career? All of that good stuff. So I have started doing some shopping, online shopping for jobs in the area. And I have actually found a couple of that I'm interested in. And so now it's to the point where this week I've really gotten kind of settled with the idea that not only am I going to more than likely be forced to move on from my job now, but perhaps I really want to move on. I feel stronger physically and mentally, and like I'm able to handle so much more than I ever could before. My past experience in nursing has been so, I think, just skewed from, number one, the way my career started, but also all of the psychological problems I had for so long. I mean, I was really in a deep, dark depression for many years after I got out of school. College was the best time of my life. And when college ended, all of my friends went separate directions and my social life went to zero. And everything that was dark from my past just fell in on top of me. And I honestly, I can sit here and tell you guys, I don't remember a whole hell of a lot about those years. It was 3 or 4 years. I really don't remember very well at all. And that's sad and scary, but it is what it is. So anyway, I think it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to push myself. It's time to see what can I really do in my life, and can I be successful at some things that I've tried in the past that maybe I thought I liked but don't know. So I found a job at a local hospital that's kind of non-clinical, and it is kind of related to what I'm doing right now with my writing. It deals in workman's compensation, and so I am going to apply for it. And so this weekend I'm going to be getting my resume taken care of and hopefully get the application submitted. The issue I'm noticing, I kind of today been trying to compile information for my resume, and because I don't remember so much about that time, I really can't remember the time frame of when did I work here and where did I work from, I can't even really honestly tell you how many jobs I went through in 3 years. So hopefully my husband will be able to help me this weekend and be able to help me kind of put things together. I had a resume made, obviously, prior to starting this job over 3 years ago, but it's been on an old computer that we no longer have. So I don't know that I'll be able to just grab an old resume and update it. I really don't. So that's going to be a disadvantage for me in this process. But the other thing is, a long while ago, and I can't tell you when it was, but I worked in the operating room. I took a job, and it was a wonderful, amazing opportunity that I just pissed away because I was so mentally sick. And it makes me sick now to know that I did piss it away, because it's someplace it's the biggest regret in my career, I can tell you that. And anyway, while I was working in the OR, I had an opportunity to kind of get my hands on some hospital scrubs. And when I left that position, I was so sick. I was just so sick, depressed, and just so sick that I was gaining weight, and I could no longer fit into the scrubs. So I put them in the back of my closet, and I haven't touched them since. And it's been, well, obviously over 3 years. It's probably been 4.5 years since I had that job. And this week I cleaned up my closet, and I got to those scrubs. And for the last couple of years in my head, I kept thinking to myself, when I get to the point I can fit into these scrubs again is when I feel like I will be ready to tackle trying to get back into this field. I pulled those scrubs out this weekend, this week when I was doing my closet clean out, and threw them to the side. And I finally just kind of went, I got to try them on. I need to know how close I am to this. And not only did they fit, but they are almost baggy on me. And it felt good. It felt good. And I got this twinge of fate. Like, is fate bringing me to this point where it's, I've tried on these scrubs, and I realized that this could become a reality, and that maybe, given the right opportunity, I could go right back to where I was when I was so sick and needing help so badly, that I'm now to a point where I have the power mentally and physically and emotionally to put one foot in front of the other and succeed at anything I set out to succeed at. I really wonder about that. So I'm also going to be looking for an opportunity to get back into the operating room. That scares me the most out of every job that I've looked at this week. But it also, to me, maybe the one thing that I need to do, that I really need to do. I really feel like if I could make myself get back into that, if I could find a way to get a job in that field again, and put one foot in front of the other and learn it and work at it and stay a year or however much longer than that. I mean, if I can stay a year, then I can adequately determine I really like this or I really don't. And, staying a year, I just feel like is the key, is the starting point of it all. You gotta stay at a job for a long time, and up until the job I have now, I have not been able to do that. Only a few months worth, and then I would be gone, because I was so sick. I can't stress that enough. Nobody understands how sick I really was, and how sick my thoughts were, and how much I just wanted to die. I would have done anything to die at that point in my life. And I'm so glad I didn't, and I'm so unbelievably thankful for being here and having the opportunities that I've had, and the support system that I've had to get me through that. I'll never forget how bad it felt, though. I'll never in my life forget how bad it felt to want to die. Who wants to die? How sick do you have to be to want to die? You have to be very sick. So, anyway, that's where I'm at with my job. My current employment is very up in the air, and it could go either way. They could keep me another year like this, because it's kind of been almost a year I've been dealing with this situation with them, or they could call me this afternoon and tell me my employment is done. It's time to pursue a new field. It's time to pursue another venture. And, you know, everything in my heart and my mind and my soul tells me that though it's going to be difficult and be a new challenge and be new stressors and everything else to my current progress, I need to do this. I really need to do this. So that's where I'm headed. And if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. So keep the emails coming. Anyway, have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.